Hello everybody, it's Christmas, unless you're watching this in the summer. Yes, as promised, I am doing my PlayStation 1 collection, and I think I'm going to split it up into 3 videos for the PAL collection, and then I'm going to do a bonus video for the North American and the Japanese collection. I'm not finished collecting on the Japanese PS1. There's another, I think, about 15 to 20 titles I want to get. But for PAL and American PS1 games, I've finished collecting really. So this is not a complete PS1 set. It's I don't know how many games there are. I think there must be at least 600 games here, and I'm going to probably spread them out. Spread it out over 3 videos, and probably at the end of it, I'm probably going to do a proper count while when I watch the videos back. But can't do it just yet. It's just too many games in a way. There are 2 games which I own, which aren't here, which are boxed games, which are the Time Crisis games with a gun. So I do own those, but they're hidden away back in the game room. So I'll give my apologies in advance for those. If you're new for the channel, please welcome, and if you like it, please subscribe. I mostly do pick up videos, but today it's a collection video, and 2020. Hope everyone had a nice Christmas. It's Boxing Day now, but as promised, I'll do a video, and without any further waffle and delay, I'll just get stuck in, because there are quite a few games to get through, and I plan to get through them as quickly as I can, given how many there is. Okay, starting off with the numbers. These aren't strict alphabetical order, so I've got all the A's and B's and numbers all together, but they're not strict alphabetical. Okay, so we've got 2 Extreme, which is like it's like a snowboarding, motorbikes, and all sorts of things. I say motorbikes, BMXing by the looks of it. I'm not going to talk this much on each game. I'll be here forever. Let's read through it. 007 Racing, good game. Well, not a bad game, I suppose. 007 Never Dies. 007 The World Is Not Enough. And 40 Winks. That was an easy one. Okay, letters A. Okay, this is Anna Kournikova's Smash Court Tennis. This is a Namco game, and I do believe there is some Easter eggs on there which are quite good. I don't know if it's Pac-Man or Space Invaders or what, but there is an Easter egg on there, so there's a reason to own it. But I can't remember for the life of me what it is. Atari and Anniversary Edition, Redux. Aqua GT, another sort of Hydra racing game, loads of fun. The first Ace Combat game, which is called Air Combat. Oh, by the way guys, all these games are complete with manuals, and I tend to go for titles that are black on the end. There are some classic editions which are also black, which I got, but most of these are first releases. Anyway, I digress a bit. Ace Combat 2, Ace Combat 3, Action Base. I'll probably discover 1 or 2 doubles. I've already done that already, we're just going through them. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Iron and Blood. I believe that's quite a well, not super expensive, but not a common game. Alien Resurrection. I really enjoyed this, but going back to it now, the controls are quite basic, but basically, you get used to it. This game is massively underrated. Bruce Willis's Apocalypse. It's good fun actually, and I think it's quite a cheap game, so it's well worth picking up and playing. Right, Armorines Project Swarm. I know you can get that on the Nintendo 64 as well, I believe. Or was it a SNES? I can't remember. That must be Nintendo 64. Assault. This is supposed to be quite another underrated game, that one. Right. Army Men. There are a few Army Men games. How many do you think there is? Shall we count and find out? I do have more. Okay. We've got Army Men 3D. Army Men Lock and Load. Army Men Sarge's Heroes. Army Men Operation Meltdown. Army Men Air Attack 2. And Army Men Air Attack. Army Men Land, Sea and Air. Army Men Team Assault. And Army Men Omega Soldier. Now, is that all of them? Let me finish going through these and I'll make sure I haven't missed any. Right, Amazon, which is based on the Amazon, but it's more of an RPG story type element. Quite an uncommon game. Not expensive either. Air Hockey. Again, this is a cheap and simple game. I like the ATV games. ATV Quad Power Racing. Classic Alien Trilogy. That is such a good game. I love that. That's one of the first games I got when I got the PlayStation back in. I bought it about 94. Well, no, obviously the PlayStation came out in 94. It was 94, 95, one or two. Alone in the Dark. The New Nightmare. Ape Escape. Armored Core, classic mech game. There's quite a few Midway collections. Midway Arcade Party Pack. And Midway Arcade Greatest Hits, the Atari Collection 1. I'm sure I've got another one in here somewhere. So, yeah, here. Midway Arcade Greatest Hits, the Atari Collection 2. Austin Powers Pinball. Quite a basic game, but it's Austin Powers, so why not? Auto Destruct. Adidas Power Soccer. Again, it's just a cheap game, but it's Adidas. Adidas, whichever way you pronounce it. Oh, a classic light gun game, Area 51. Again, this is a classics edition, but like I said, it is black on the end, so sometimes I find it's worth doing actually, and you save a few pounds. And finally, we have Alundra and Alundra 2. So that's all the A's. So how many Army Men was there? Well, let's count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Army Men games released in Europe at least. So I don't know if there's any additional ones released in other parts of the world like America probably, but that's a lot of games. Seriously, a lot of Army Men. Anyway, let's go on to B's. We have quite a LucasArts game. Ball Blazer Champions. That used to be, I think that's something back about 15 quid. So a lot of these PS1 games used to be dirt cheap a few years ago, but they are creeped off massively in the past few years, especially with the last year with COVID. That seems to inflated most games already by a lot, really. So if you collect for PS1, guys, do finish your collections sooner than later. And if you don't collect for PS1 but you're thinking of getting into it, what I can suggest is have deep pockets and be very selective on what you go for, because it's not a cheap system to collect for anymore. Okay, Broken Swords 2. Black Dawn, it's a helicopter game. Batman Forever. This is what an example where the games are much better than the movie. Quite a good game actually. I haven't got a clue what this one's about. It's a Phoenix game, so it's probably terrible, but it's not one you see often. Ballerberg. If you think. Humor-filled game related comments. So I think it's like an action adventure with a bit of humour in, which is not something you expect with Phoenix games, is it? Okay, Beyblade, based on the Atari game. I think it was like a toy or something, was it? Blade, not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. Breakout, an Atari game. Bugs Bunny, Lost in Time. Okay, we have Breath of Fire 3 by Capcom and Breath of Fire 4. This again a cheap game, cricket game. Brian Lara Cricket. That's a bit of a filler, I suppose. Bushido Blade. Got a feeling this game's not particularly very good. Broken Helix. Now I think this is a voice of, is it Bruce Campbell in it? I believe. I think so. Could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I am, guys. Konami though. Oh, Batman of the Future, based on a really good anime, and it's quite a very good game. But I think that one's a bit more pricey these days. Bloody Roar 2. Again, I went for a sort of a white background edition because it's cheaper. But it's got a black ends. So it'll match. Konami collection of mini games. Bishi Bashi Special. I think that's another one that's going up slowly in price. Buster Move 3 DX. Right, well, RPG game. Blaze and Blade. That's their own. Transformers Beast Wars. So this here's B. So I guess it could go under T, but Beast Wars. Surprising there wasn't more Transformers games released on the PS1. I think a missed opportunity there, really. Okay, another Batman game. Gotham City Racer. I think it's an okay game. Another Bloody Roar game. First one. Busby 3D. With sort of almost infamous series of Busby, but there you go. B movie. So this is like the original to that series of games of what's it called? Attack or Humans, or whatever it's called. But yeah, it's quite a good pickup, if I may say so. Right, Baby Felix Tennis. I just saw this in the shop. It wasn't too expensive. I just got it. Can't remember what I paid for it, but it's one of those games that you think, pick it up now because it may be one of those that will be quite expensive and rare to get in the future. I thought. I've never played it. I don't think I've been in a rush to either. Okay, that's a B's done. Let's move on to a C's. Okay. Carmageddon Classic. Command and Conquer. Colin McRae Rally. The late Colin McRae. Celebrity Deathmatch. Yeah. There's not a lot to boast about that one. Again, another filler. Checkmate. It's a chess game on the PS1. It was cheap, what can I say? I think that one I must have paid about 25p for in the past. Probably bought it for a case or anything else, but kept it all the same. Alright, the first Clock Tower horror game. I've not played it yet, I must do though. Red Alert. Okay, Colony Wars Vengeance and Colony Wars Red Sun. Yeah, part of that IP. Again, not had a chance to play them yet. There's also the first Colony Wars as well. Golf game, Cyber Tiger, with big-headed golfers. Again, I don't know if that's any good or not. Sea Troll, Final Resistance. Never played it. Right, this is part of the Might and Magic collection. Crusaders. No idea if it's any good or not. Okay, this is inspired by, I guess it's inspired by many sort of cartoony type games. Reverse Croc. And I've got the other one in there somewhere. So we've got Crash Bash Classic, all the Crash Bandicoot games. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. These are all ones that we all know. Crash Team Racing, a must-own racing game on the PS1. Crash 2. And there will be more in there somewhere as well, but let's get into it. Okay. Another Command and Conquer game, Retaliation. And Crime Killer CPD. It's like a police-based racing type game. Okay. Couple of CT Special Forces games. So CT Special Forces first one. CT Special Forces 3. I'm sure I've got a second one in here somewhere, but I'll come to it in a minute. Are we thinking of it? Cock 2. And CT Special Forces Back to Hell. Which I think it's the second one, I believe. It's new and sealed. That is a French copy though, but obviously it'll play in English. Not a common game. Okay. Puzzle game, Cleopatra's Fortune. Again, dirt cheap. One of the Contra games. This comes with a... I've bought third-party glasses off eBay to go with it, because to get these complete original glasses is not easy. Legacy of War. And a nice... I can't remember what, if this is an action game or what. Crisis Beat. Okay, another another shooting game, the old light gun, Crypt Killer, classic. Chicken Run, great movie. I've not played the game. This was dirt cheap, it's probably rubbish. Creatures, Raised in Space. It's filler. Kuya Crisis. I think that might be a bit of fun. Not got around to playing it though. This is a bit of an action adventure game. Chase Express. Chase the Express. Not played it though. Okay. Oh, I know I had it somewhere. The first Crash Bandicoot game. So rare. Mind you, they do keep their money, don't they? Right, Capcom Generations 1, 2, 3 and 4. This came as a combination in Europe. So we got the Houston Goals games. We haven't got the Street Fighter games. They were on a separate collection in themselves. Although I think that's called the Capcom Collection 5 in Japan. But it's got lots of other games on here. So we've got Ghost in the Shells, Commando, Gunsmoke. Yeah, so it's again, we're pleased to have that. Okay. A very expensive game these days. The horror game Chaos Break. It's supposed to be very much Resident Evil inspired. I must play it one day. And one of the fighting games, Capcom vs SNK Pro. and Castlevania Chronicles, a nice combination, and probably one of the gems, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This is complete with what comes with the manual and a separate art book and also a CD soundtrack. So it's all complete, and I think I paid about $150 for this in a day, probably about over 5 years ago, probably maybe 5 or 7 years ago. But that goes for, I think it can go for between £300 and £400 now easily. So not a cheap game by any means. Okay. Right, that was C done. Turning on to D. Okay, where do we start? Right, I've got a lot of Disney games which are under D, so it's going to be a bit of hodgepodge, I'm afraid, but hey ho. Disney Dalmatians Puppets to the Rescue. I have to confess, I did do a reproduction front sleeve for that one because it didn't come with it, and it was cheap, and I didn't fancy paying I don't know what it is, £15 or whatever else to get a full new sleeve copy for that particular game. It's not a great game, so I have to confess, but it does come with a manual and everything, and an original back. It's just the front I had to print off, I'm afraid, so a bit of a confession there. Right, Disney games. We've got Disney Pixar Toy Story Racer. Not played it. Might be alright. Disney Lilo and Stitch Trouble in Paradise. Dukes of Hazzard Racing for Home. I can't remember if that's the only Dukes of Hazzard game or if there's another one. There might be another one. I'm not too sure about that. Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Disney's Trigger's Honey Hunt. Disney The Little Mermaid 2. Disney and Pixar Monsters Inc. Scare Island. Disney Toy Story 2. This is a good game. Disney Donald Duck Crack Attack. Played that. Completed it almost. I'm not sure if I got to the very end, but I know I've put a lot of hours into that in the past. Disney with Jungle Book Groove Party, so that's one of the dancing games. I think that goes with is it a Konami mat or whatever, dance mat. Put those ones to the side. Right, Disney The Lion King Simba's Mighty Adventure. Disney The Emperor's New Groove. Dexter's Laboratory. I do like Dexter's Laboratory. Mandark's Lab. And the Powerpuff Girls are a great Cartoon Network. I think they're Cartoon Network, aren't they? I think so. Right, just a bit generic BMX game. Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX. Oh, there was. I was right. There was another Dukes of Hazzard game. Dukes of Hazzard 2. Daisy Dukes It Out. Right, this is sort of a first-person perspective type shooting game. It's only one disc, but it comes in a double box, and that is Disruptor. Okay. Another couple of Disney games. Disney of Action Adventure game featuring Hercules. Disney Story Studio Mulan. I think that's like a point and click animating type game. I'm not sure if this is any good or not. Danger Girl. It looks interesting, art style. Another Disney game, Magical Racing Tour. dancing game. This is actually new and sealed. Dancing Stage Fusion. I do like the dancing games, that's why I probably get most of them. Dune. Supposed to be a new film of that coming out soon, isn't there? Okay. Another BMX game, Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX Maximum Remix. Another dancing stage game, Dancing Stage Fever. Okay, a couple of Dragon Ball games. I might have more actually. We've got Dragon Ball Final Bout and Dragon Ball Ultimate Battle 22. Interesting. Okay, another Disney game. Disney Pixar Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. So this is based on not the Disney's toy. Not the Toy Story movies, but more of a cartoon series that was a spin-off. Okay. Demolition Racer, which is a bit like Destruction Derby. Another Disney game, Treasure Planet. And we've got sort of a war game. Delta Force Urban Warfare. Okay, we have Destruction Derby and Destruction Derby War. Now Disney game, Disney Peter Pan's Adventure in Neverland and Disney's Magical Tetris Challenges or Challenge. Disney Stage Disney Mix, so it's a dancing, one of the dancing stage games but the Disney theme. And we have Dancing Stage Party Edition. You see this one everywhere in the past. Okay, massively I was really looking forward to this game, being a fan of the books of Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson Choose Your Own Adventure games, like Final Fantasy games. Death Trap Dungeon. The mechanics in this are really bad. The art style is not too bad, but it's very disappointing. I put so much time into this game to try to get it complete, but I just gave up and used cheats in the end. And I found that even when you use cheats, it just goes on forever and forever. It's not a good game at all. Yeah, they should have made it much simpler and shorter and sweeter, I suppose. It's just a painful game to play, unfortunately, Death Trap Dungeon. Shame. But still, whoever you want to have in the collection, and I don't think it's cheap. Alright, okay, got another Destruction Derby game. We have Destruction Derby 2, 2-disc. I'd like to say 2-disc box, but it's only 1-disc game it is. So Destruction Derby 2. Okay. David Beckham's Soccer. I'm not going to ever play that, it's a bit of filler. Alright, this is supposed to be a good puzzle game. Capcom one, I think it is. Is it Capcom? Devil Dice. I've got a feeling Capcom's involved in this game somehow. But it's quite I'm sure it's a pricey collectible game. Devil Dice. I could be wrong, I'm sure Capcom's involved in it. I'm sure there's a big reason like that why I got it. Okay, alright, must own the Dino Crisis games. So Dino Crisis and Dino Crisis 2. The cassette Diablo. God knows what that's worth these days. I'm not looked, but I know it wasn't a cheap game. Die Hard Trilogy. That's supposed to be really good actually. Not got around to playing it. It's a heavy game. And Die Hard Trilogy 2. Okay, another dancing stage game. Dancing Stage Euromix. Okay. Alright, some of the Discworld games. We've got Tay Pratchett Discworld. Quite uncommon games, point and click adventures. And Discworld 2. And I've got the other one somewhere. Yeah, the third one. Discworld Noir. I got this from a car boot when I picked it up probably about 6 years ago, and somebody was mining the stall for this person. I just asked how much, and they just said £3. I think if your stall holder know how much that was worth, I think they'll be not too pleased with that guy who was looking after the stall. But sometimes you get a few good deals, don't you? Catch people slipping. Driver 2. Right. Okay, another Disney game, Tarzan, Disney Dinosaur, Disney Doom, joking. Yeah, the classic Doom, which is 1 disc game in a 2 disc box, and Final Doom. Another Disney game. I'm not shown this already, have I? I can't remember now. Disney Aladdin's Nasura's Revenge, obviously based on Aladdin. And Disney's Goofy Funhouse. Disney Pixar A Bug's Life. This is a double, that's definitely a double. A sort of Sunsoft game, quite uncommon. Devil's Deception. Horror game. I have no idea what that goes for these days, but it being Sunsoft, I bet it's a pretty penny. Okay, sort of an RPG game, Dark Stone, and I'm pretty sure there's another Digimon game which I wasn't that bothered about, but I was interested in this one more than anything else because I think it's a bit of a beat 'em up one. Digimon Rumble Arena. I think I'll go for those more so than the sort of Pokemon style games. I mean, not Pokemon. You know, it's not like an RPG story one. I think it's just purely a battle game. And we've got Duke Nukem and Duke Nukem The Land of the Babes. So yeah. Okay. Oh, I've got to be careful of these. PlayStation games are so notorious with breaking. I'm making sure they don't topple over. How are we doing for time? Oh. God knows how long this has been recording for. Okay, I'll keep going and then I'll stop in part 2. I think I'll stop when I get to H. Okay. E's. Nice short pile. E.T. Extraterrestrial. Guys, which is based on the characters from several IP including Final Fantasy. Squaresoft game. Evil Dead, Hail to a King. Gotta love the Evil Dead movies. Everybody's Golf, again that's supposed to be quite a good golf game. And Everybody's Golf 2. And we've got here Earthworm Jim 2. Right, Eliminator. I think this is like a mech type battle arena type game. I think. Excalibur 2555 AD. I think it's based on a King Arthur legend, but set in the future. Elemental Pinball. Europe Racer. I think it's quite a good racing game, that. And this will be a good sort of Quake stroke Doom type game. Exhumed. I've got this also on the Saturn. Very pleased to have that. Okay, F. Okay, we have no idea what this is about. Firebugs. I think that's the game I just saw when it was cheap. That's why I got it. Future Cop LAPD. It's a mech type shooting game. Fighting Force. I'm not too sure about that. Not played that. This I have played. The first to Fear Effect. It's 4 games. This game is really unique animation style, and it's followed by a sequel, Fear Effect 2, which I never played. I bought it at the time, and so this is a new and sealed copy of Fear Effect 2. So I have no idea how much that is, guys. Put a comment in the box if you got a clue, but I reckon that's probably a pretty penny. Even loose, I say so loose, even used, that would be expensive, never mind sealed. Right, okay, nothing special. FA Manager, Killer, Frogger, Freestyle Scooter, Fantastic Four. I tend to like to get all the superhero games. Let's open now. That's nice as well. Fighting Force 2, I showed the first one earlier. Freestyle, Motocross, McGrath and Pastrana. I like these sort of freestyle ATV and motorbike games. Formula Karts. Okay, Fyro and Claude. Again, I think this is supposed to be like a... I tried to start a new IP, but it never got off the ground. Never played it. Frogger 2. Forsaken. Never played it, but I know it's quite a famous game, that. FIFA Football 2005. I think I just got a random FIFA game just to have one in the collection. Okay, Fade to Black. That's supposed to be really good. Not played it though, so that's another one that's on my hit list to play at some point. Okay, the Final Fantasy games. There are quite a few. I know I do have one which is a US exclusive, which I show when I do American games. But first of all, we have Final Fantasy Anthology. So this has got Final Fantasy 4 and 5, and then a nice little. I'm pretty sure it's a 2-disc set, even though it's like a single disc spot. Yeah, it's two disc set. That is very nice to have. That very uncommon. Okay, we have Final Fantasy 7 plus the Platinum Edition. Now, the reason why I got my Platinum Edition as well, because at the time I saw it cheap in the card boot. But on the back, there is some kind of printing error. I'm sure there's a typo or something in the back that makes one of these more collectible. I can't remember what it is exactly, but I'm sure it's a typo. But it also includes a Final Fantasy VIII preview disc. I think that's the reason why I got that. Or anything else. So yeah, it is a Platinum, the only Platinum game I got really, but it's still quite sweet to own. Okay, we also have Final Fantasy VI and Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy IX, and again, I think this is just one disc though. No, it's 2-disc game. Final Fantasy Origins. Okay, I have also Front Mission 3, sort of a mech shooting game by Squaresoft, and I've got a big pile of Formula 1 games. I tend to get all the Formula 1 games for all the systems. So I've got all the ones for PS1. So let's have a look. Let's see if I can put this in some kind of quick order. Okay. Alright, we have just series actually. Right, with Formula 1, there's ones that I say F1, so this is F1 2000, EA Sports, and then they brought out F1 Grand Prix. Now, you think that's Formula 1, won't you? But if you look on the back of these other games, they actually say Formula 1 in the full word, not just F1. So, so it's sort of almost like a subset almost. So we have, I said, Formula 1 Arcade. Then we have Formula 1. And then we have Formula 1 97. Formula 1 98. And we have Formula 1 99. Formula 1 2000. And whereas this is different to the other one, that was F1 2001. This is Formula 1 2001. So yeah, interesting slight little fact there, a little difference that most people probably never noticed or realised or cared. But hey ho. Alright, G. Thanks for bearing with us, guys. We're getting there. We are getting there. Actually, I think I'll stop off at G and then do a second video. So we have GP Challenge. And no, it's not the Doctor's Challenge. In England, doctors are called like GPs, General Practitioners. So no, it's nothing to do with that. This is a racing game. This game's collectible game, Atari game Glover. Not played it. It's supposed to be a really good platformer. Grudge Warriors. This is a 3-disc game, RPG. Galerians, based on the anime. I do have a PSP anime, I think, on the PSP. I'm sure I have. Light gun game, Ghoul Panic, based on the Point Blank series. We have Grandia. We have Gundam Battle Assault. We have Gauntlet Legends. We've got a nice box set of Grand Theft Auto that's got Grand Theft Auto Collector's Edition, which has got first Grand Theft Auto and GTA London and also GTA 2 so a nice little set. Another Gundam game, Battle Assault 2. These Battle Assault games are like Gundam beat 'em ups, I think. Pretty sure they are. I'm not beat 'em ups, you know, 2-player battle type fighting game. So I think these are really good. G Police. Weapons of Justice, that was. I'm sure it's the first one as well somewhere. Was that other one GP Police? I don't know, I can't remember now. Anyway, yeah, well, Grand Theft Auto, a standalone release. Gallagher, Destination Earth, Ghostbusters. You have Ghostbusters game. The old Extreme Ghostbusters was like they sort of a third or second cartoon series based on the film. The Ultimate Invasion. Gran Turismo, must-own game for a system, plus Gran Turismo 2. Guilty Gear. Another copy of Grudge Warriors. There must be a second. Put that aside. Yeah, standalone GTA 2 and GTA London. So I've got the, you know, the standalone releases as well as the collector's set. Put this together. Okay. We have Gun Gauge, a Konami game. Feels like a... I think I've not played it. I think it's a sci-fi RPG of sort. Oh yeah, I did have. I showed a GP Police second one. This is a GP Police first one. Geeky Go. This has been recently released on PS4, I believe. Is it what, by Red Art Games, someone like that? Ghost in a Shell, where you control the mech, a robot in this one. I got this retail, played it, finished it, great game. Be collectible game now, no. Gunfighter: Legend of Jesse James. So this is like a light gun game based on the Wild West. And oh yeah, I showed Grandy, haven't I? I think so. And I said Gundam Battle Assault 1 and 2. So that's all the G's. Okay, guys, thanks for your patience. That's the end of the first part of my PS1 collection. I'll do the other two, the rest in two videos probably, because it's so much. Thanks for watching, and see you in a bit. Bye! I forgot to mention that there's also a few other PS1 games that got mixed up with my American titles. So we have here Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2, Prepper Rapper, and Un Gemma Lamy.